YouTube Live. Um, I tagged a bunch of people. Hopefully, people will watch my live feed. I'm not going to be on here too long, maybe like 10 minutes tops. So I was going to talk about hip hop today, and hip hop as I see it, because I hear some crazy stuff. Um, I heard, I saw another story where, and people can have their opinions, like to me, it's what it is. I don't even know who Offset is. I heard like one song by Offset with that beat or whatever it is. But other than that, I've never even heard of this guy. I think he's married to Rihanna maybe or something. I don't know. Either or. Like I've explained, from the '80s, hip hop was the pioneer of hip hop. I was very young, but I'll tell you right now, guys like KRS-One, NWA, Curtis Blow, Big Daddy Kane, Grandmaster Flash, Run DMC. They were Dr. Dre kind of came in with NWA, you know what I mean? And guys like that in the beginning were the hip hop icons of it all. You know what I mean? And they pioneered hip hop. And this is, starting out with mixtapes out of your trunk while you're homeless and nowhere to live, stuff like that. Um, Digital Underground, another one, just many that started in the '80s, and that was hip hop, and you were listening to it on a tape player. You weren't listening, eventually later on in the early '90s, mid '90s CDs, but it was really all tapes. You had tape recorders, and little microphones and stuff like that. You had to make your own music. Part of the point where I lead to say things right now. But Offset had said that Migos was better than Wu-Tang Clan. Well, let me tell you something, Offset. I don't even know if he'll ever watch this video, but you're out of your mind. I've never even heard of somebody named Migos. I work with people that call me Amigo, but that's about the most irrelevant Migo that I've ever heard. I don't know what people are talking about when they talk about Migos and better than Wu-Tang. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? What are you how old? I don't even know how old Offset is. He can't be early 30s. He has no clue what hip hop is. He just made records off of, he's making records off of AI and stuff. So he probably doesn't really know what he's talking about. That to me is just total disrespect to the Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang Clan was probably the best band to ever do it. I mean, it's hard to say best ever, only in regards that there are other bands that are pretty good too. I would also, say NWA, when they were there, they were right there. Run DMC, they were there. When you call about bands of hip hop, that was it. Wu-Tang didn't really come out till like 92 or 91, maybe 93. So, I mean, really that means that, Run DMC, obviously, because they were earlier, were probably much more superior. And that was where hip-hop was. And hip-hop, it started as a slow number, but it got big and it got popular with no internet, no TVs, nothing. This is why when I go out and I see people like overrated Taylor Swift, overrated Beyonce, overrated Kanye, overrated Drake. There's the first four right off the bat that I'm going to tell you are horrendously overrated and are in comparisons to people that they couldn't even touch. When people were saying to me that Beyonce is better than Michael Jackson, I need people to just go home and sleep, because you're in a dream. You're not dreaming realistically. If Michael Jackson was around today, he would probably have 50 times the revenue that he had then. Look at everything Michael Jackson did in his day. And I know he's not hip hop, but he is pop. And you're telling me that Beyonce, who probably has ghostwriters for her stuff, by the way, is going to be better or anywhere near Michael Jackson? Stop with the agenda feeding. It's not a real thing. Taylor Swift, overrated. You've got all these stations that she bought into, and you can tell that she bought into a lot of them, like the airlines and stuff, when they're like, yeah, we're going to go see, what is it, the Pathetic Poetics, or whatever, the dumb music that she's dropping now. You can tell she bought into the companies because they're promoting it. And they probably have to, based off of choices that she's got probably 30-40% invested in it. And it's just, she's not that good. I think people, like, she's got a younger generation that doesn't really listen to real music listening to her, and they're like, well, I never heard this before. So basically they're like how we were in the 80s. The only difference is there was no talent out there. It's all rhythm. It's all, copycat league. It's all just made up off of AI generated stuff, and auto tune and everything else. So like today, and people want to be fair about it. I'll say this. I understand that people say, that it's not fair to judge that because they have more, but it is, because here's the truth. Those numbers are fake numbers, much like elections. They're fake numbers, because people buy into things that are overrated, and it's the truth. Because people tell me that Drake is a good rapper. I've listened to some of his music, and not for long. You can usually listen to somebody, understand what they're saying. That dude, he's a singing rapper. Just like Ja Rule, they're singing rappers. You cannot take singing rappers seriously in the hip-hop industry. It's really disrespectful, really, in a lot of ways. It is, if you think about it. You've got singing rappers, you know? But that's the truth be told. But, like, these stories, and I hear about it, and again, Taylor Swift is a prime example of overrated, okay? She's fraudulent in many, many ways. The only reason that she is known for what she does is because she invested her money correctly, and she's in an economy now where it's so much more advanced that she's got money to work around. It's like Rick Ross, another guy that says he was a street banger from the streets, but yet he was a correctional officer. So you're just talking blasphemy. And they're telling me he's great. I'm like, well, no. And then he wants to challenge 50 Cent, who has way. I've listened to both, and 50 Cent would crush him in a one-on-one. It wouldn't even be close. It's like when people tell me Jay-Z's the GOAT. I'm like, Jay-Z's not the GOAT. Jay-Z just got claims on a lot of songs, and he made a lot of money, and then he bought Def Jam, and he sold DMX out. And people forget that he sold DMX out, because he did, which was downright disrespectful. I mean, DMX made you, dude. He made you bigger than what you were, and then you sold him out. That's why he hides in these $20-30 billion mansions. But he never thought about DMX. He never thought to help DMX. In the end, to help DMX get better, so DMX didn't end up at 6 feet under, which was, it's disrespectful. That's how you know the game was dirtier than what it is. You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing that's just panders my mind. That kind of stuff happens, and then people talk about Jay-Z being the GOAT. I'm like, dude, what happened to Method Man? What happened to Redman? They would destroy Jay-Z. I mean, I don't know where people think. The train of thought that when people come out and they talk about hip hop like this guy Gucci Mane. I'm like, you're not even an original name, and you're talking about you're the GOAT. You're not even in the top 30 today, or even like 10 years ago or 5 years ago. Why would you say you're the GOAT? You're not. You're not relevant. I bet there's people in the streets that would destroy that guy. I don't even know who that guy is. I heard Gucci Mane, but that's not even a real name. Be original. Like, I just don't, like, hip-hop today, I can't really say much, because people will argue with me when they say Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. I'm like, who are they? I was like, I bet you I can listen to about 2 minutes of a song of Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. I'm going to tell you right now. As a matter of fact, I did listen to one for J. Cole. Someone told him was. And it was a bite off of a Paula Abdul track. I'm like, so you're not even original. You're not even being original with your music. So it's like, and like I said, I don't know. I don't think the J. Cole dude's a bad dude. But as a hip-hop artist, you can't put him up there ahead of guys like Method Man, Redman, ODB. You know what I mean? Like Daddy Kane. If you follow Big Daddy Kane on Instagram, Big Daddy Kane would destroy him. More than 90% of these rappers he would destroy. Like a Meek Mill, another one. Meek Mill, the fake Philadelphia guy. The guy everybody's, oh my God, he's got a hype song. What's so hype about it? He just blabs. He blabs. He tries to mimic off of Bone Thugs to Harmony and tries to turn it into a rap, and his words actually rhyme with it, so they give him credit for that. But he's not relevant. Beanie Siegel and Freeway already paved the Philadelphia way for that. So someone like Meek Mill is overrated. Another guy overrated. All right. Beanie Siegel, Freeway will always be number 1 and number 2 in Philadelphia rap. Anybody else, I couldn't even tell you. Just like Cassidy, who hates on Eminem, but he ghostwrites for Benzino. It's a crazy world out there. You know what I mean? Um, it's crazy how people try to do that. And and I seen him on the live, and I still called him out. Benzino. Benzino refuses to admit that he could never put rhymes together the way he does, and he had a ghostwriter do it for him. So that's that. You know what I mean? Like that's where it stands with that kind of stuff. But like I said, as far as '90s rap, it was always Wu-Tang, and then Tupac. We're forgetting about Tupac, who, in my opinion, is still the best that ever did it. I mean, DMX is right there, Eminem's right there, them three. Then, obviously, I'm saying lyrically wise, those three, Eminem, DMX, Tupac. Biggie's question mark because I feel like he had a ghostwriter. He did have good rhymes, but just because he was elaborated with Diddy, I feel like there was a lot of ghostwriting going on. So I got to kind of push him backwards. You know, I would put Nas up there. You know, but you're not going to put Jay-Z up there. You could put him in longevity rounds. The only reason he survived, like I said, is he copyrights off people. That's what he does. He's never been original. He put Hove. Who cares? That's because people were listening to that. That's because hip hop was at a juncture where people didn't really make tracks at that point. You know, it was more down south. So Jay-Z tried to stay relevant, so he kept copycatting league. That's where it is, man. But that's my explanation of hip hop. I am going to go in more detail with this next time I get on live, but I'm going to get off now. I'll just give you about 11, 12 good minutes of my time to tell you that Beyonce is overrated, Taylor Swift is overrated, Kanye's horrendously overrated, Drake is a singing rapper and he's overrated. That's my whole stack for now. Anyway, I'm going to get off here, hit the subscribe button, X-Men out for